Yeah, so I'm recording it. That's what I had to do before. So it's all being recorded. I'll post it up to the YouTube channel after. We're going to do these weekly now because I know we had a long period of absence from doing these, but cleared up everything with the ATMs and now we have a lot of time. So yeah, if you're listening now and you don't want to stay the whole time or can't, just come back to it later. Don't worry about it. So if my voice is good, it's not too loud, not too low, let me know and I'll get started right away. Because to be fair, this is the best possible day we can go live and talk about this because a lot has happened within the last 4 hours here, and there's a lot of advantages, a lot of things to take advantage of. And he's all right, let's get started. So, first thing I want to go over today is what just happened about an hour ago, which was the Bitcoin daily EMA break. And I want to go over why this is significant because a lot of you might not understand what this even is. Maybe you're new to Playbit. This is something I use consistently in my long term macro analysis, and I want to show you why. And it's going to be pretty cool when I show you this because the data doesn't lie, and what's happening right now does signify something bigger. This isn't just some quick run out of retail to run everyone into longs and then swipe this down to 15k lows. I truly think that this switch in momentum, which is breaking this extremely strong high, by the way. I won't get too much into SMC and different ICT concepts. Casper will cover that, but I will bring some of those in that I take into my own TA. But such as this area right here, strong high. Why? Because it broke the previous low. This is a extremely key level, and we can tell it's really important level because as soon as we came to this level, we were met with the daily 200 EMA, which is an extremely important source of dynamic resistance. And as you can see, this is every candle you see is a daily candle. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7 stagnant candles sitting on top of that daily 200 EM, meaning there's a lot of indecisiveness. And a lot of you, if we go down to a lower time frame, can tell because a lot of people are trying to trade this, right? This is that choppy frame. There's a reason this was choppy because it was at that indecisive window waiting for something to happen. And today we got that, right? We got the breakout. We got some of the inflation data today. Becker and some of the people from the SEC came out. No, sorry, not the SEC. From Jay Powell's team came out and talked about this today. I don't know if this is what caused the rally, but nonetheless, we have broke out of that 6-day consolidation range, which also broke the strong high. So not only are we breaking out of the daily 200 EMA, which is an absolutely key event in understanding the new market we can be in, which, as you can tell, for the last 400 days, since we broke the last 200 EMA, we'll show you this. This is where it gets really interesting. The previous time we broke down from the 200 EMA before the one we're in right now was back in May 2021, right? This is where we had the massive rally to 60K, and then we had that pretty lengthy, about 3-month long, 50% drawdown in Bitcoin. This was a pretty bad time for a lot of traders because this is the first drawdown they were experiencing since the COVID rally. And then if you go back into Crypto Archive, go to this date, we were playing longs to this level, thinking that if we got this break in the daily 200 MA, we were going to get a massive switch in momentum. What happened? As you can see, I put all these little symbols here so you can see where there's this, that double arrows, that's the switch of momentum because of the daily 200 EMA breaking. And where I put the red arrows, it's where it's confirming that break, right? It breaks down from it and then tests it, confirms this level, and then breaks down even more. And you can see each time momentum switches, I mean, there's a massive pull, 30% pull, 35% pull back up. Like these are massive moves. Where it is important is on the days it breaks, such as today, we're getting something very similar to July 2021. And as you can see what happened in July 2021, new all-time highs were hit, an 80% move. Now, I'm not saying that all-time highs are going to hit again. I've actually publicly said many times that I think crypto is unfortunately probably not going to hit its all-time high. And when I say crypto, I'm referring to Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin actually has the power to hit its all-time high again. I'll say it publicly again here for all you haven't heard it before. Good chance it will never hit all-time highs again. The market conditions that we had in COVID were 1 in a trillion. It's very difficult for us to get back into that extreme low interest rate environment, low asset value environment, and have every asset in the world worth 80% less in a matter of months from COVID, right? And then everyone comes in, the Fed prints unlimited amounts of money, the most money we've ever seen printed in history, and then it jacks up every equity price in the world. So take that into consideration. Let's not just be blind to the bullishness idea that all-time highs will come again. The reason 60K was hit on Bitcoin was because of a lot of these economic and world events we've never seen in history before. So again, all-time highs, I don't think are in the question here, but a lot of opportunity nonetheless to make profits on the way up. Now I'm going to go over 200 EMA real quick for those who don't really understand it too much or know the notoriety behind it or the validity behind it. This is back in 2020, right? Several times where we break up, retest. Remember, the retest is the most important part. That's why I put in an archive about 30 minutes before we started the stream. Break, retest, max bid longs. 2020 gave you a 26% move. And then what happened again? You come down, you hit that 200 EMA again. A lot of indecisiveness. This is about 2 weeks of data here. We're just sitting at that price. And then you get that massive breakdown and switch in momentum. What happened during 2020 rally when we came back? We got that switch in momentum, we got the retest, and the rest is history. It's 9K to 60K. This has happened, and it's not just during this period. You can go back to 2017, 2016. This is a very key metric that a lot of people shouldn't put behind them. I know nowadays a lot of these concepts are seen as retail, or a lot of these concepts have been thrown out the window because of a lot of these new smart money concepts coming about, but I truly think this is a better indicator than anything else on the market. At the end of the day, this is a probability ratio. This is 200 last candles given a variable, which is in the form of this line here. What else can you do? This is the average price of the last 200 candles. And it gives you not only a place of momentum swap, but it gives you a place where you can find entries after the fact, right? And as we can see, we get the rally 2021, momentum switch, test, momentum switch, back to all-time high. And here's the last one. I said about 10 minutes ago, the last time we had this momentum switch was 400 days ago, right? The early December, we had the momentum switch. And since then, as you can see, we have not broken above it again. It's given us a lot of great opportunities for shorts, but today it's looking a little different. We have two major things happening. Strong high, broken. That's a major sign of switch, and that's in smart money concepts. That's a major sign of momentum switch. Not only that, but you also have this major sign of momentum switch with a daily 200 EMA. Now you're asking, what do we do with this information? Very simple. We wait for a very nice retest coming here. I think this high is about to get broken as well. I mean, we're taking a lot of sell stops here. A lot of short positions are definitely getting thrown out to the back of the barn and getting shot in the leg now. Most likely what happens is we're going to get this to break. This is about 23,000. It's this high here, right? It's this obvious high that has this low. It hasn't been taken in the last, I want to say 4 or 5 months. Yeah, about 130 days. Let this high take and then wait for a retest and go max bid. Usually in the markets, a lot of people want to say, stay with a consistent position size. I like to say that when you're given a great opportunity such as daily 200 EMA retest, turn up the heat a little bit and increase the margin. You can make up for a lot of bad days you might have had in the bear market. Anyways, not only is that one of the main confluences to go re-entry on Bitcoin longs and alt longs, and we'll talk about Bitcoin dominance and what I think will happen to altcoins soon, but not only this is the 4 hour will end up catching up to this level. As you can see, this gray box, which is represented to the daily 200 EMA's current level. If the 4 hour EMA catches up to this, and it's during the same period where we see the daily 200 getting retested, and then this 4 hour 200 EMA getting retested, go max bid. A lot of you know that's what I did in 2020 is I just used this very simple concept in 2020, was able to make millions, and I was able to buy my house with this exact strategy here. So that's what we're going to do with Bitcoin. We'll talk about alts too, but there's a reason I'm not going into alts just yet. Sorry that took so long. Next up on the list, go over all these. I don't even know if I want to go over all these, but I told you guys, SHIB, Wi-Fi, XYO, CHE, Reef, Link, ENS, Doge. You can see all of them on the screen. I gave you this trade idea that these coins were lagging behind in the market when we were having Solana go 2x, 3x, AVAX going 2x. These were the coins I wanted you guys to enter if you had not taken longs on anything we had given yet. These were the ones, I mean, literally I said, if you take late longs, take these. And for what reason? Like, why did I say that? And again, it comes into the concept of this idea of these retests in the market. One of them being the 4 hour 200 MA that came up about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, which when you start breaking the 4 hour 200 MA, this is where the launch pad is, right? This is where you get the launch pad effect. And safe to say, that's exactly the idea here is we got the launch pad effect from many of these coins I told you guys about. I don't know, 30% looks like a very average return here. Most of them we can go to. Ren was one of them that I personally told you guys to take because it was one of the coins that hadn't broken yet, right? we had taken it right here as it was getting up to that level, not breaking. And as you can see, every time it comes up to this, you have these massive wick days where it cannot break through. It's a sign that there's an important thing about this level, and if it can break, that means you've exhausted everyone who had previously had sell limits there. If there is no sell limits, there's no one selling. There's only one last thing to do, and that's a markup phase, and that's a markup phase of 20-30% is what we got. So I'm not going to go over the rest. Very simple idea there. During these times where you get these 200 EMA breaks, it's very simple to play the market. Please don't overthink it. It is, you get the break, you play the breakout, or you play the retest, and you can make a massive return off it. And it happens very consistently, especially in 2021. It happened a lot. If you didn't take advantage of it, it's okay. It will happen again, and I will post it for you guys to take. Next up, SPX relevance, how it can take us a lot further with Bitcoin. Here we go. So this is another pretty big event that has not happened yet. And over the last few days, SPX has been a little choppy while Bitcoin has been choppy as well. But today was a decoupling effect. I'm sure you saw on Twitter. Today there was a decoupling. Bitcoin broke its daily 200. Bitcoin was up 6%, 7% on the day. Let's confirm this amount here. But up a lot more than SPX was. We're looking at about an 8% move, which is huge. Billion-dollar asset. 7-8% move is nothing to be shy of here. SPX hasn't broken it, and also SPX hasn't broken this, a lot of people are calling it like the mother of all trend lines, right? As you can see, it's been battling against this for some time, and I really hate the idea that a lot of people, will shit on trend lines and stuff, when in reality, I can almost guarantee you, if you were to play the trend lines as intended, you are most likely outperforming anyone using any other, concept to battle against these. So, for example, this trend line has provided some of the best short entries possible in any market. I mean, you're looking at 3%, 4%, almost 8% downside in SPX. And recently, over 3 days ago, you're looking at another 3% downside. So, don't take these for granted. I know a lot of people shit on these, but it is outperforming them 90% of the time. Today, we got a huge markup from this level. It's marked out for you guys to see here. It's been consistent. It's been playing out as expected. This is how we had a BNB example of this in 2021, where it was literally one of the, let's go to it. One of the best examples of dynamic support and resistance. I don't have it marked up anymore, but this is what we were looking for. A key level on the chart that you can play momentum going back and forth, right? If it holds, you're playing bounces from this level. As soon as it breaks, you then play retest into shorts. And it gives you these entries several times over again. Now, today, we used this, we bounced, and the best thing about this is we didn't break any significant low. The significant lows would be right below here at this consolidation. Lows did not break. So these people are still holding their orders and buying more. I think there's a lot of momentum coming up for us to break out completely. And there's an easy target, right? There's a very, very easy target for us. And it might sound extreme when I say this, but SPX target, we're looking at 10% upside to 4,300. Now, a lot of people are, extremely perma bears right now, and for good reason. I don't blame them. It's been a bear market for, since March. But bear market rallies are a thing, and they can completely destroy bears when it comes to them, and I think it's coming to it very soon. This is what I think. SPX, and I'll be trading this. I'll be trading longs on this next week. SPX is the breakout very soon. Break the daily 200 EMA. As you guys know, standardly with support and resistance, the more times it's tested, the reason it was support or resistance was because if it was resistance, at that period, there was a lot of sellers. Every time it tested, it chips away at the sell orders. The sell orders aren't coming back. They're not adding to those orders. The sell orders would be moved up further in the range because as the sell orders diminish, what happens? Well, the buyers now take over. It is basic market mechanics. This is what's going to happen. SPX is going to break out within the next 2 weeks, probably into February, maybe a good Valentine's Day. And we have this breakout, and we'll target the highs that produced these strong lows, right? This is the strongest high in the market right now. The strongest high is exactly right here because it produced the lowest lows of the entire year. So this is what we'll target. I don't think this breaks. I think we'll get very close because in the event that 4,300 on SPX breaks, we're pretty much back in a extreme bull market. And I don't want to say that that's possible right now with how much is going on, how much interest rates are continuing to skyrocket. I think this is a level to keep eye on. We'll get very close. I don't think we break it because as soon as we break this, that means this low becomes strong and everything above this gains a lot of buying support. So I don't think it comes up this high, but this is a level to watch. SPX to break this trend line very soon. And the reason I bring up SPX in a crypto stream is because if SPX breaks that, and Bitcoin has already broken its daily 200, Bitcoin's looking to take out a massive high, which is 25,000, and hopefully getting up to 28,000, which would then be this massive point. So that's why SPX is relevant right now, because it hasn't broken and it still has a lot of volume, even though Bitcoin decoupled a little bit today. In the event SPX has this massive move, and then all major equities, all major market cap stocks, Apple, Nvidia, AMD, Google, Costco, right? If SPX breaks, all these are moving together. Coinbase will be moving together with it, right? And don't think that crypto is not going to go with it. And crypto will move a lot more. We saw this in the rally of end of 2021. Crypto moved a lot more than stocks, so there's a huge opportunity coming in the next few weeks where we will look for these major long positions again, because SPX is giving us the opportunity of further buying pressure. Next up, this one's important, probably one of the most important on the entire list, is USDT dominance. I haven't streamed in a while, but when I did stream, we used to talk about Tether dominance all the time. I see someone saying, if you need me to someone else's screen share, this is recorded. You can look back on it. I don't know how long the recording's been so far, but it should be fairly short. We're looking at about 16 minutes. I'm going to end it in the next 4 or 5 minutes, so you guys don't have a long recording to watch, but even just listening to it is probably fine. Anyways, something happened today and over the last few days that hasn't happened in a very, very long time. It's the exact circumstance that happened back in 400 days ago in the end of 2021 that produced the bear market for Bitcoin. I'm sure you guys can see this on the chart already. It's the same day. So early December of 2021 was when the bear market started. Why? Daily 200 breaks, daily 200 retested, it confirmed it. We didn't have any false breakouts. And ever since then, it has been, as you can see, very consistent. As this chart goes up, as USDT.D, this is Tether dominance. As this goes up, this means Tether's market cap is increasing. Why would that matter if Tether's market cap is increasing? It means there's more money flowing into it. Why do we care if more money is flowing into Tether? If more money is flowing into Tether, that means a lot of people are moving into stable coins because they're scared of market fluctuations. When people are scared of market fluctuations, they are risk off. If they're risk off, they're not taking risk. Risks are what need to be taken to mark prices up higher. And that's why since the early point in December, we have seen a pretty strong bear market in all equities across crypto. But today it changes slightly. Why? Because this level that's been holding, and as you can see, like this is not some fugazi guru idea that this is, the god tier level. It's in the data. This, I cannot make up this going back 5, 10, 15 years and working. It continually works and continually works without fail. And as you can see, this gave you retest several times during the bear market where you could have understood that, okay, the bear market rally is ending, and then you get your small bull market. Every time this chart is dying off, there is a bull market in crypto. Every time Bitcoin is raging to the upside during this period. When you see Tether dominance retest this lows, all right, it's time to exit those long positions. Why is that relevant right now? Well, broke under it for the first time in 400 days. This is not just, oh, okay, the RSI is at 100, maybe we should short. No, this is important because it doesn't happen that often. So when it happens, we need to be able to take advantage, and we need to be able to find the next opportunity. And I'm so glad we restarted the streams now because the opportunities are now coming. One point to make is I would pretty much call this a retest. We came up and retested the top of it. It's confirming that there's a slight bear market in Tether dominance, which is amazing because that means that there's going to be a momentum switch to the bull side in the total market cap of crypto. This is what you want to see. You want to see Tether dying because every time Tether's doing this, absolutely puking to the downside, that means all crypto market participants are gaining confidence in assets. If they're getting confidence, that means they're buying. There's only one thing that can make a price go higher, and that's people buying. So that's Tether dominance. That's what it means. I want to go over Bitcoin dominance real quick. These all should make up your macro scope of what you believe is going to happen in the next 100, 200, 300 days. And this is really what you should be doing, or at least doing, once a month, twice a month, maybe if something major changes, to understand where you should be positioned. And we've been positioned for longs for the last, I don't know when the first long position was sent out, but we really haven't shorted too often. Earlier in December, we were looking at long positions. Thank God 2023 has played that out and we'll be able to make profits on that. But I think it continues. And this chart has been playing out since 2021. We bring this up all the time. All you OGs know exactly what this chart is. Consistently, this chart will guide you to let you know when the majors in crypto, right? When we have the seasonality chart, I'll pull it up real fast so you guys can look at the seasonality chart. usually goes hand in hand correlation with where the price is on this chart right here. As you can see, I've even labeled it for you guys. As we hit this upside of about 50%, right, about 50% in Bitcoin dominance, it usually pukes to the downside again, right? What's this mean? Bitcoin right now is outperforming a lot of alts. If I check out, I have alts on my other monitor here. Most alts are going about 3, 4, 5%, unless they're the ecosystem coins. I think they're moving a little bit more. But Bitcoin is outperforming a lot of the market. I think it's outperforming ETH as well right now. This is usually when you want to be in majors, right? Because the majors are going to move a lot swiftly. ETH looks even better. I don't know why I didn't want to go over this one, but ETH looks absolutely amazing. I mean, break, retest. I wouldn't even be mad if you guys opened up market longs now, because you do not have any. Because this is normally when the market will take a lot of people for granted, not give you that pullback you were looking for. I'm sure a lot of you are on Twitter and see everyone's like, if I get the pullback, I'm entering. I don't think that they got enough pullback, and a lot of people are left on the sidelines here. People left on the sidelines creates FOMO. FOMO creates further buying pressure for us. Anyways, the reason this chart is relevant because we're coming up to the midpoint of this, right? About 44, 45%. This is normally where a switch in the market happens, where we start getting either a rage to the upside to the point where Bitcoin hits that 28K, 30K mark that I was talking about, and then you start selling your Bitcoin and re-diversifying in altcoins, because Bitcoin's dominance in the total market cap is overheating, and now it's time for alts to play their fair game. And when that happens, we puke to the downside and alts start outperforming Bitcoin. So, very simple chart. Use it for yourself. It's very easy. Take the 3-day, take the weekly, you make some boxes, and you can easily figure out where the crypto seasonality reports are going to be. And I'm going to show you guys the crypto seasonality chart right now for those that don't know what it is. But this tells you the market fluctuations and where your money should be diversified at any time. Let's see if I have it. By the way, that is pretty much all I want to talk about today is the massive significance between SPX, what Bitcoin's doing right now, why what Bitcoin's doing is important, why we should be more attentive and probably more on our toes, because a lot of opportunities are going to show themselves. If a lot of opportunities are here to show themselves, got to be more active. So also tether dominance is another correlation to our bias here. Here we go. This is the chart. Anyways, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Right, everyone wants alt season. If you want alt season, you need major cap season, and that starts with phase 1 of Bitcoin. Phase 1 of Bitcoin starts down here. This is phase 1. This is where it all starts, when the money inflow starts moving into Bitcoin, right? And then you start to flip into Ethereum at about this mid-range, 0.5. And then as that starts to happen, we start to see a lot of these other large caps, Compound, Maker, Aave, BNB. They also start to rage, and that's where we're at now, right? Bitcoin is starting to lose a lot of its value, only because, as remember what I said, if we get this retest, we're looking at about 17% upside to about 30% upside. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. 17% upside to break this high here. It's still a lot. But if you're getting a 17% move on Bitcoin, what are you getting on ETH? What are you getting on Maker, Aave, Compound? Probably a bit more. And that's why you then flow into those large caps, which we'll be focusing on soon. After the large caps, I'm sure you know what happens, because from there, you have this. ETH starts to make its pound. Up here, you start to get large caps making their move, and then slowly altcoins start to make their move. And as you get to the top, it's now time for that quote-unquote alt season. There you go. So I hope this provided a lot of insight for you guys. It was probably the best day for us to go live, because there was so much data we got today that we could go over that is going to be very important in the next few weeks. As always, if I take entries, I'll be sending it to you guys, and we'll be taking some soon. I think a lot of opportunities are going to be here. A lot of great opportunities that will make up for lack of, major moves that were made in the bear market that I think a lot of people missed. So cheers, guys. Happy Friday. If you have any questions, I don't see any yet. They might be somewhere else. But if you have any questions, I'll either answer them after the stream, or I'll get to them later today when I see them inside the Discord. Happy Friday. Enjoy your time. Get off the charts a little bit. The retest ain't going to happen today. And that's it. I'll post up the recording on YouTube. Watch it later. Peace out, guys.